Good morning, coders. Hello. Hope everybody is well. Today we're going to be doing a little bit more testing, and let me just put the tunes on. And we're going to do some more acceptance testing on the non-logged out features of the How to Code Well website. And there's a couple of issues that I'm aware of already in the code. And I just want to have some acceptance tests to capture those things. There's also some tests that need to be fixed as well. So there's a couple of bitty work that we have to do. Cool. Okay, let's get cracking. Let's get into the code. This is the website that I've built locally. So we have the localhost 8080. And I have ran... Gatsby build and then Gatsby serve, and now I can create a new terminal here and do let's get into here and then use nvm use stable, and then I can do npm actually, is that the right thing? Hang on, bear with me a minute. I can't remember the commands. Cucumber, there we go. Run test cucumber. npm run test cucumber. Okay, so now this is going to automatically come up with browsers. So all of these things are happening automatically. And it's running through the tests. Good morning, CSW Gaming. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Hope you're all doing well too. So yeah, because you can see up here, Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. So these are the tests that are running through here, and you can see that 6 has passed and 1 has failed. So let's have a little look. We can move that up right now. Let's see what has failed here. Okay, they look like they've gone through okay, but this one. This scenario, click on the view all courses. So when I request the homepage, because this is written in Gherkin, right? It's a Gherkin language. So when I request the homepage, when I click on the link, so element click intercepted element A class, and then the classes themselves, this is all Tailwind stuff, is not clickable at 0.599872. Other element would receive the click. And then I think this is the other element that would receive it, which is a bit bizarre. And then after this, once those two are done, it would then go down to here. Then I should be redirected to the courses page. Then I should see the highlighted link as courses. So essentially what this test is doing, if I get rid of some of these browsers that were spun up automatically, essentially I think what this would do is it would go onto the home page, and then it would get to this bit and then click on view all courses, and then it would say it would then discover that there is the web development catalog, which I think is probably going to fail because it then should say highlighted link as courses. Then should I be redirected to the courses page? So that would be courses page, and then we're saying I should see the highlighted link as courses. So that's saying that, oops, too many Chrome windows. It's then saying that it's then checking that is highlighted, but it can't find this button for some reason. It's struggling with that, so we're gonna have to fix that first. And then what I would like to do is write some more automated tests on the other pages too. So okay, let's go back to here. So element A class is not clickable at 0.599287. Other element would receive the click. Okay, let's have a look at the code. That would be in a feature, which would be... It's probably homepage view all courses. Here we go. So click on all the courses. I request the homepage. I click the link. That's not really... written well. I click the link. I should be redirected to the courses page. I should see the highlighted link as courses. So it's this thing that's breaking. Ooh, I click the link. So So it should be in, I'm thinking it would be in maybe the navigation steps. I tell you what, I could probably just copy that. Oops. And then it'll be in the steps somewhere. Finding path. There we go. So this is the thing that's being ran. Now, I'm not a massive fan of this, to be fair. I click the link. I reckon, I mean, first of all, I don't like the way that this is worded, because there's many links on the site. So I think what I'm going to do is just change this to be I click the view all courses link, just to be a little bit more explicit as to what it is that I'm doing here. And then in the in here, I can then change that to this. And then what I can do is we'll run the tests once more. We know that they'll all fail, or this one will fail at least. Just getting rid of some old Chrome windows. And let's run that. I've just noticed that I've spelt cucumber wrong on my make command as well. Silly me. So I'll tidy that too. I'm in the branch features acceptance test v1 because I think there's going to be more than one version of this, or more than one pass of this, I should say. So that would be in the make file. We can change that as well. That would be in here, make file, and it is somewhere in here. I'm sure it is. Oh no, it's not. It's in. Sorry, it's not. Is it? It's in package.json. Of course it is. You can tell it's early in the morning. It's up here, isn't it? We've got pipeline serve test cucumber. So what I'm going to do, this is running off of this one here, the test acceptance is running off of Nightmare. And I'm not a massive fan of the way that's implemented, so I'm going to just replace this. Let's just comment that out and put in test acceptance rather than, whoops, because that's what we're doing. We're doing acceptance testing rather than cucumber testing. Well, it is cucumber. We're using cucumber as a means of testing, but let's use that instead. Okay, so we have this. When I request the homepage, when I click the view all courses link, there we go. Now we've got a little bit more explicit, the actual feature that we're doing has been recorded explicitly, and we can see features steps course line 7. That's the courses steps line 7. That's the thing that it's failing on. Now, I think what I'm going to do is just have a look at this. So it's courses line 7. So let's go to here, and it's line 7, which is the one we're already aware of. So when I click on the view all courses link, it's an async function. We do an await driver find element by link text view all courses. So it's finding the link view all courses, which should be. Let's just get rid of that one. It should be this view all courses. I think what I'm going to do is probably put a little an ID or something on here that I can properly define. Let's get rid of that one too, because that's the automated one, and that's the automated one as well. Yeah. So let's have a little look at this developer tools. Let's have a look at this button. Scroll to the bottom here, and it's this particular button there. There we go. So a class. What I might do, I'm going to just turn up the tunes a minute because they're. There we go. I might put an ID on here, or I might put another class on here. View all. or I might look for... There's a couple of ways I could do this, isn't there? I basically want to identify this more than just the text. So instead of by link text, we could do find element by and then so that's tag name. By is off of the Selenium WebDriver. So let's have a look at this. By dot. Do we have anything in there? Oh, it's still indexing. Ah, my IDE is still indexing, so it's not going to give me what that is. That's a shame. Come on. Ah, dear. Okay, I guess what I could do whilst we wait for this to index is we can have a look at the other steps and see how those have done it. So this is by CSS. Course selection. So we could do something like this. We could have an ID on that button. Or this, what this is doing is it looks like it's traversing that. So I could even select a container and then do A. So basically what I need to do is find another way of getting hold of this button. So this is in this container here. And this is in that container there, courses selection. So we could say, okay, it's in the courses selection. And yeah, we could do that, can we? We could do that. Let's give that a go. There we go. So it is in here. So have we finished indexing now? Yes, we have. So by and then dot. Okay, here we go. We can do it by class name. We could do it by ID, CSS, link text, which doesn't seem to be working. We could also use XPath, of course. Let's see if we can do it by CSS. So we have dots, and I've totally forgotten what it is. So bear with me a second. It is courses selection. It's an ID, in fact. It's an ID. So that would be courses selection, right? Let's put these in backticks rather than quotes. And then what we need to do is look for the A that has the class of that button. Now, this is going to be a little bit tricky because within this courses selection there is many A tags, because this holds all of these which are in A's, right? So we want to find the last one, but I don't want to just assume that it's the last one. So we could do with maybe a class on here, or a class on here. I tell you what, I might be overcomplicating this a bit. What I could get away with is on the home page, src pages. Where would this be? Index. Down here, this is the button. Let's just put a ID on this. Right, let's just do ID is equal to view all BTN. Alright, view all button. Let's click on that. Now I'm going to have to rebuild this whole thing, but I should be able to get it by ID. There we go. So this should replace this, in theory. I hope. We could, of course, say that this is CSS and this is a hash view all button. That's probably wisest. Let's see now. I'm gonna have to rebuild this whole site. So we're gonna do a npm run clean. Oops, what's this? Unexpected JSON test unit. This isn't it. Let's get rid of that. Don't need that. Right, npm run clean it out. npm run build to build it. And then npm run serve to serve it. And then in here, I'll do the test acceptance. Now, the reason why I'm having to do the rebuild is obviously because I've just changed the markup. And the idea with these acceptance tests is that everything is compiled, the static site is generated, and then the acceptance test happens. So it's kind of like a test once everything is built. So I hope I don't have to do this on and off, because it will take some time. And I reckon what I'm going to do is create a script to do this whole thing in one sort of go. There we go. Okay. And now we're going to do npm run serve. That should bring up localhost port 8080, which it is. So if we now did a refresh on here, we should see that this button now has an ID, which is view all btn there, and we should be, hopefully, fingers crossed if I've done it rightly, if I've done it right, we should run all the tests again, and we should either see a different error or we should see it passing. We've got a failure. Okay. Nah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Is not clickable at point. That's so weird. This is kind of highlighting that there's another issue here that I'm just not seeing. This is so bizarre. Because it's the same error, right? It's the same error message, and we have just changed the markup. So maybe and it's saying that other element would receive the click. Maybe it's worth me to just Google this and just see. I've never seen this issue before. I thought it was just a case of I wasn't capturing the right thing, but this to me suggests that there's another issue. I'm just going to clear down all of the redundant Chrome windows, and we will eventually do all this in headless, of course. So that's the issue. Debugging element is not clickable at point. Raised in 2014. The element that would receive the click is to the side of the element in question, not on top of it, and not overlapping it. Not moving around the page. Okay. Do you have a wait for the page to load? Maybe the other element overlap whilst the page is loading. Okay, this could be interesting. Long story short, for those just driving, the element is not visible on the page and therefore is not clickable. You need to scroll to... Oh. Okay, this could be it. This could be it. You need to scroll the viewport by omitting window scroll to. Yes, this would be it. Because you see, it's not... So if the test just lands here, right, we'll do it with like up to this, even at this point, right? if the test lands on this page, I'm going to have to scroll to get to this button. So what this person's suggesting, and quite rightly so, I think, is saying that the element is not actually visible on the page and therefore it can't be found. You need to scroll the window viewport by omitting window.scroll to. Oh yeah, someone's saying this isn't always the case. This is particular error can also be given when the element is covered by another. I had the exception when trying to click on a button that was being that was on a fixed position. That's not what we're dealing with, I don't think. Okay, this is caused by 3 types. 1, the element is not visible to click. I think that's the issue here. So we've got the find element by element path, actions, move to element, and then click. Right, actions equals new actions. I've never seen that before. Okay. Or by the scroll into view. Then click on the element. The page is refreshed just before it's clicked. I think this is the thing here. I think this is the problem. There seems to be a bug on Chrome driver. Yeah, I don't think it's a Chrome driver. I think it's the fact that it's not viewable. So let's see, what can we do? This person's suggesting we use actions. I've never seen that before. I don't really know if that's the thing that we need to do. This is by actions. I don't know if that's... I don't know. I wouldn't know where that is imported from. And then the JavaScript executor here is doing some sort of scrolling, or yeah. All right, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. I'm sure we will. So basically, what this is saying is that we need to scroll. Now, this is going to prove more complicated because we're doing an await for this. So maybe what we should do is we should await to find the element by ID, which is H1, because every page will have a H1. So what we'll do is we'll wait for that H1 to come into play, and then we will do a scroll here somehow. I don't really know. Is it this dot? I'm just playing now. This dot driver. Oh, it's still indexing. Why is it? It's having to index every time I do a build. I gotcha. Yeah, because it's having to re-index the public pages. The pages that are in the public folder. Damn. Okay, we'll have to wait for that to roll. Let's just come out of that for a second, and let's do its WebDriver, isn't it? It's Selenium. This dot driver. Evening. It's the early hours of the morning, Segfault here. It's 7:22 in the morning, and you know, I chose to do some acceptance testing. Lols. Yes, this is Cucumber and Selenium. There's some ways to cache pages on build. Okay, I'll have to have a look into that. Yeah. Dota 2, what's going on, man? I don't know what ROE is. But it doesn't sound nice. I hope you're well. I hope everything's okay. Okay. Yep. See, I've only had half a cold cup of tea, so I'm not quite all there this morning. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that, buddy. Drop the coaster. You're still in the ball arrows. Okay, how we get... Oh, still indexing. This sucks. Basically, I want to find a way of scrolling the window on via this test, because I want to get to this button here. So... No worries. Chill out and relax and enjoy your evening or afternoon or wherever, whatever time zone you're in. But yeah, go and chill. I hope you get it sorted in the end, mate. All right, let's see. I kind of want to see if there is a way in the WebDriver scroll to element. That's what I want to do. Find element by ID, driver script. Okay, so we're doing it by executing a script. JS JavaScript window.scroll, I think. It is proving a tad problematic. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the thing is, I get confused when I see posts like this, and everyone's piping in with like Java and Python and, you know. Okay. So how would I do this? Still indexing. I mean, if I was to just come out of that for a second and then just run the tests again, right? Should this pass? And you know, this isn't clicking on a button. Actually, no, this won't pass because it will skip. It will get to that point. I just thought of a hacky way of doing this, of course, and that's by setting the height to even higher, so it's on the viewport. But that's not what we're after. Yeah, no, that did all work. 7 passed. What is all this nonsense? No such element, unable to locate method selector. Okay. But essentially what we've done here is we've skipped over this bit. Actually, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why would that be passing? That doesn't make any sense, because what we've done is I request the home page. I click on the view all courses link, which is just seeing the header, the H1 tag. And then we're saying I should be redirected to the courses page. Well, we haven't actually clicked anything yet because I have literally just commented that line out. So that shouldn't be ran. And then we shouldn't see this. So I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused because we haven't actually clicked anything yet. Marvelous. I love it when the tests pass and you're like, they shouldn't pass. There's no way that should pass. Oh, thank you, Sigfold. That's very kind of you to say. I don't know if I should be worried by that or not. I don't know. So that would be going off to the... Yeah, I request the homepage, right? This is the first thing that happens. So when I request a homepage, we do a let, and we create this driver. We wait until the element is located, which is the H1, and then we await for the config address to... Okay, and then so at this point we're on the home page. I click on the view all courses link, which is what we were working on here. So again, this is just waiting for the H1. I've commented out this line. So we haven't actually clicked and moved on to anything. And then we're saying I should be redirected to the courses page. So this should be in here. So this is saying this driver get current URL, then assert that the URL is equal to the config web address /courses. Throw an exception on error. Unless there was something that was thrown and I just didn't see it. There seems to be a couple of issues. Let's start from the top here. So unable to locate CSS selector A active on our object. No such element. I don't know what test this is from, so maybe what I should do is comment out all the tests and just single out one test at a time. This is it. This is an error, assert error. Yes, so this is saying that we're on the home page, but we want this page. This is the thing. This course is steps 15. Okay. But the weird thing is that this actually passed, and it should have failed. So this has actually fallen into here. So I've wrongly assumed that this would fail the test. And it hasn't. Maybe it's just because I've catched it. It's just silently, swallowed the error. And then after this, okay. So this is the only issue. Okay, that's fine. Well, there's that, and then there's this one up here. But okay. So it was it said it passed, but it actually failed, and I've got a feeling it's got something to do with this this here. So let's deal with that. Is there a way I can somehow say that this is an error? Because I still want to catch the error, unless I mean, what happens if I just do that, right? And then run all the tests? Is that gonna... Nothing will be what you expect, and what you expect will be nothing. Nice. Okay, how are we getting on? 2 have passed, 3 have passed. Another page is loaded. It's still saying 7 has passed. And we appear to have some more output. We now have a... So why is this... I don't understand. Why do we have an unhandled promise rejection warning, and yet this is still saying it's passed? That's just baffling. Unless it's got to all the tests and then it gets to this one and then fails. But then why would this come out as an output? Can you tell I'm relatively new to Selenium testing? This isn't PHP unit or Codeception by a long shot. And the thing that I'm concerned with is that this is throwing up false positives, which isn't what you want in testing at all. Use the CLI unhandled rejection strict. What's this? Unhandled rejection. Unhandled promise rejection. This error originated by either throwing inside an async function without a catch block or by rejecting a promise which is not handled with a catch. Okay, I've removed the catch. Okay, so there. To terminate the node process on an unhandled rejection, use... that still doesn't explain why this test passed. Right, I'm going to put this back. And is there a way I can say assert.throw error or something like that? If error. Does not match. There must be a way of throwing an error in here. Let's have a look. Let's get off of this browser for a second. Must be. Error. Assert is... Yeah, okay, so... Assert.fail, okay. So, are we checking for failure, or are we throwing a failure? Assert.throws. So this will pass if that's thrown. That's not what I want to do. What I want to do is mark test as failed. That's what I want to do. How to with mocker and all that unexpected result from assert fail. If the value is false, then it throws the value useful. I mean, there must be a way of just killing this. It's just so confusing to me. That's just really, really confusing. how to test a promise rejection. The thing is, though, this is assert is defined error. So with done callback 8 lines, it should test rejections using done. Fine. Catch then error. It should test rejections using then. A method that rejects. Reject. Expected method to reject. Error assert. Instance of error is error. People often forget that then fulfilled is actually then. Okay, whatever. Why is this so difficult? I mean, why assert rejects bad values? Using node assert module, I was able to do this. Rejects bad values. Bad values is constant here. A method. See, this is going to pass, and I don't want it to pass. I want it to go, oh, no. I mean, okay. Yeah. This is going to be very hacky, right? But what we can do... This is going to be super hacky. Super, super, super. We're going to equal 1 to 2. So we get into the catch block, and then we know that this has failed. Morning, Tyrannid. Thank you for joining. That's some nasty stuff this early in the morning. Yes. Well, no, it's not. This isn't testing an API call. This is testing a static site that's built in Gatsby that runs off of API calls that has already been built statically. So, and essentially what I see, it's still passing. This is just, it's lying to me. It's lying. So now we're saying that 1 is equal to 2. Is this, are you truly telling me that? This can't be. Oh man, this can't be the thing. Surely not. I'm just getting rid of some old windows here. Oh jeez. This is not my my best morning. Wow. This is not. This surely can't happen. I mean, we haven't even got onto the thing that I wanted to get onto today, because of this. I was so adamant that I wanted to get tests on all the logged out features, and then work on the tests for the logged in features. But we can't even get a test running on. We can't even fix one of the tests that were broken beforehand. So I've got no hope. So we've got an assertion. We actually have an error here, right? And this is coming with an unhandled promise rejection. Thing is though, right? If I run this in a sort of an automated way, maybe over Jenkins, this is kind of where I want to do, and then I just see this output. You know, it's all passed. I'm obviously not doing something right here. And I've got a feeling it's staring me in the face. I'm sure it is. Unhandled promise rejection in a test. Is there any way I can deal with mark test as failed with an unhandled promise rejection? How do I fail a test with Jess when an this is exactly what I need, I think. So I'm working on adding a test coverage to a node project. I'm working on using Jest, which I'm not. Well, I am using Jest, but for this I'm using Cucumber. The code I'm testing throws errors when promises results in unhandled yes. While writing tests, I can... Okay, fine. Okay. So it seems like it would be pretty straightforward to process.on uncaught rejection throw error. And then the rest of my test would go here. Have you looked into the docs regarding except to throw? The way I've approached this is... basically any function that uses promises should return a promise. This allows me to code calls. So for example, imagine I'm testing this function. Okay, the test will look like something like this, which works great. Now what happens if the promise was rejected? In my test, the rejected promise is passed back to Jest because I'm returning the result of my function call, and Jest can report on it. Right, so I'm wondering then if in the catch call we throw an error. Unlike the example above, there is no direct way for Jest to handle rejected promises because you're not passing a promise back to Jest. Okay, I'm wondering then if what we need to do, because I shouldn't be, I wonder then if what we need to do is throw the error. Yeah, throw error. Let's give that a go. Segfault is talking about the universe again. Is this browser testing some kind of API? No, I've already answered that. No, it isn't. It's testing the front end that's statically generated. Unless the universe fell off its ass. Yeah. Okay, I'd console before you throw, just in case. That's a good idea. I didn't do that, did I? Oh, really? It's passed again. What? No. I'm confused. I'm having one of those streams where I just wish I stayed in bed because I'm not advancing any forward here. I'm just getting myself more and more confused. Let's do the console again, as you mentioned. Unhandled promise rejection warning. ASA error. I'm wondering if it has these have all passed and it gets to this point and it fails, but that doesn't make sense here. I should be seeing a failure going on. Use node trace warnings to show where the warning was created. Unhandled promise rejection. This error originated by either throwing inside of an async function without a catch block or by rejecting a promise which was not handled with a catch. Well, it kind of was, because we've got an async function here. Unless we're talking about the fact that this needs to be on a catch block on the then, but I don't know. I mean, am I now just creating? No, this doesn't feel right. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. So from honestly don't think that's going to work. No. Catch of undefined. Yeah. I didn't think that was going to work. In fact, we'll change that to be, yeah, these are dot errors. Okay. From promise. Okay, so we got the output now. This is the error, and it seems to be it just seems to be catching it and then not doing anything with it and passing the actual test. I know that in PHP there is a way of marking a test as failed. So that's basically what I want to try and find here, is a way of marking a failed test, essentially. So, okay, this would be in Cucumber.js, mark test as failed. How to mark Cucumber.js as failed, but continue. Because that's basically what I want to do. I want to fail that test and then continue on. Cucumber will always stop the execution of a scenario at the first failed scenario. You might want to pass all the form fields as data. Okay. Cucumber will always stop the execution of a scenario at the first failed scenario. Do not skip next steps on failure in Cucumber. How to mark Cucumber.js as, I mean, I know we're going on to different, how to save time when writing tests with Cucumber.js and Puppeteer flag keys, failed steps. Mark the entire feature file or separate. Just want to have a look at this. Cucumber fails without giving a message. This one is Testing paste. No. That's got nothing to do with what I need. Continue running Cucumber steps after failure. How to fail a Cucumber scenario in Java. How to fail a step in Cucumber. To fail a scenario, you just need your attestation to fail. Okay, no need to set the status of. But you can use the soft case. Do assert. For JUnit, you can use the error collector. Call the verify method to start the verification. Ow. Try asserting inside the catch block. Yeah, I've tried that. I did 1 is equal to 2 and it still passed. I did this. Assert equals 1 is equal to 2, right? That's what I did, and it still went through and passed. So if I run this again, we should see it all passing. And now I have a gazillion Chrome windows open. I will be running these in headless once I sort all this out. But yeah, see, it passed. It passed. It did tell me, I think there is an issue up here where it does say that there is somewhere. Yeah. Unhandled, promise, rejection, and then it does the 1 equals 2 here. Whoops. I just want to mark this as failed and get on with my life. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. All I want to do, I just want to intentionally mark a failed scenario. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at this from the wrong perspective here. The actual issue is that No. I'm not going to do that because I want to get to the bottom of this. This is going to crop up again and again. So I want to get to the bottom of this. I probably won't get to the bottom of this by the end of this stream, unfortunately. Unhandled promise rejection. This error originated by either throwing inside an async function without a catch block. Well, it does have a catch block, so it's not going to be that side. Or by rejecting a promise which was not handled with a catch. To terminate the node process on unhandled promise rejections, use the CLI flag unhandled reject strict. To terminate the node process on unhandled promise rejection, use the CLI flag see unhandled. Let's have a look at this for a second. Let's have a look at this for a minute. Okay. So unhandled rejections mode. Using this flag allows you to change what should happen when an unhandled rejection occurs. Use one of the following modes can be chosen. Throw emits an unhandled rejection. If this hook is not set, raise the unhandled rejection as uncaught exception. This is the default, so that's the default. Strict, raise the unhandled rejection as an uncaught exception. Always trigger a warning, no matter if the unhandled rejection hook is set or not. Warn and then none. Silence all warnings. So at the moment it's doing a throw, and it seems to be doing that. If the hook is not set, raise the unhandled rejection as an uncaught exception. This is the default. Okay. The unhandled rejection event is emitted whenever a promise is rejected and on the error handler is attached to the promise within a turn of the event loop. Okay. When programming with promises, exceptions are encapsulated as rejected promises. Rejections can be caught by using handled using the promise.catch and are propagated through a promise chain. The unhandled rejection event is useful for detecting and keeping track of promises that were rejected whose rejections have not yet been handled. So, promise.on application specific logging, throwing an exception. So console, so we got the reason. Then the following will also trigger to be emitted. Okay, and then that's these are different things, aren't they? No worries, Tyranid. Take care. Take care. Have a good day. So, can I catch? At the moment, I'm catching. I'm not actually just defining what I'm catching. Catch all unhandled JavaScript promise rejections. Process.on function console. I feel as though there needs to be something. I feel like there needs to be something that I can do within this catch block to mark this as as failed, but also catch specifically that rejection. This driver current then catch. So even though it's in this block, it's still saying that there's an issue. Create an unhandled rejection. when expecting a rejection. Unhandled rejection error, despite rejection being handled by, but found. Let's have a look at this. So we want to resolve the promise twice, and it should eventually equal to 1, and that should fail. No, that's not what I'm doing here. You know what? I think that this is one of those things that I'm going to have to just take a step back from and think about it in more detail. Because the thing is, I think what I'm doing is my mind is going into different directions, trying to solve it at different angles, but I think the thing is staring me right in the face. But because I've distracted myself too much, I think I'm just gonna I've distracted myself with other possible solutions that don't work. I think it's probably a case of saying, right, I need to clue myself up a little bit more with how the rejections work with Cucumber, and then come back to this. I think that's probably the best thing to do, because I don't think I'm going to get this done. Yeah. So let's pedal back. Let's pedal back a bit. This is the reason why this failed. Is because what we did is we commented out this line. So we are on this page. And then I discovered that even if I've commented out this line, this is still going to pass. And yet we have some exceptions. So what I'm going to do is instead of trying to solve this issue, I am going to have a look at this issue. So instead of that, we're going to run this. And this will fail on that test that we were originally working on. I think that's probably the best thing to do in these cases. And this will probably become one of those things that I just think of in the back of my mind and go, oh yeah, it needs to do this for that to work. So here now we have an actual proper failed output. And the output here is that it's not callable because we can't see it on the page. So what I need to do somehow is work out how to scroll the page down to see that this button is visible. So that's probably what I need to focus on more. So instead of all of this stuff, let's get rid of all that for a second. What we need to do is scroll an element into view with Selenium. This is what we need to do here. And we're saying that there is a couple of things we can do. We can do arguments.scroll to view. This person's mentioned how you can do it in Java and Python. This is why you use JS execute. So people are suggesting to use the JavaScript executor. If you want to scroll on Firefox window using Selenium WebDriver, one of the ways to use JavaScript in the Java code, the JavaScript would scroll down to the bottom of the web page. Can I then, so at this point, can I do this dot, driver, dot, can I do .js dot no. I basically want to This is annoying. Nothing is coming up, which is okay. Let's just have a look on Google here. So it's Cucumber JS scroll to element. How to scroll to element with Selenium and Node.js. So I'm trying to scroll to an element on the page and click it. That's exactly what I'm doing. The following solution works in Chrome IE, but not on Firefox. Okay, so this is the solution. So driver.find by element, get location, then we do a function. We execute the script, driver.execute script. Is that what we need to do? Okay, element find by, so we find it. So we do this. We find it. And then find element, driver.execute, argument scroll into view. So this would be the element, L-E, element. And then we would do element dot, no we wouldn't, sorry, we would do this dot driver dot execute script. Come on, are you gonna execute file, execute path, execute script, there we go. And we want to do, it says that we want to do argument scroll to view. Aha, I'm missing, there we go. And then apparently we sleep for 30 seconds for a little bit, and then we click it. So let's do driver dot sleep. Let's do 300, and then this should be this dot driver, of course. And then we then click it. So we can do this, we do that, boom. Missing, oh wait, yeah. I'm not sure we need the sleep in there. Let's do it without. Let's do it without. Okay, let's give it a go. Yeah, otherwise I would be just banging my head over, like, you know, on that bug, and I would just be wasting my time. I'll be wasting everybody else's time, and I'm not getting anywhere with it. It's one of those things when you try and fix an issue, and then by fixing that issue, you raise another issue that is more complicated than the issue that you're trying to fix in the first place. And then you end up wasting hours and hours working on that issue and not actually fixing the original issue that you were dealing with. You can just mark that other issue up as a to-do, as long as there's a workaround. In this case, there is. It was just the case that it was, you know, we had that commented out, so for some reason this kept passing, and I don't understand. To this day, I don't understand. It doesn't fill me full of confidence. It doesn't fill me full of confidence, because essentially what Cucumber is doing is it's saying things have passed and they haven't, which kind of doesn't make sense. Okay, so we got a failure here. See, this is the stuff I like to see. Okay, so again, we have this same issue. So I'm wondering if this is a thing we need to do with scrolling. Sleeping, sorry. I wonder if we do need to do that. Bike shedding. What I should also do is do something in Selenium or Cucumber to highlight the tests that we should be working on. Okay, something seems to have got better there, I think, because we do seem to be on the courses page, and that's highlighted. So there we go. We just needed to sleep. So yes, I mean yeah. Okay, so basically, there's a lesson to be learnt here. There is still an issue. There is still an issue with this. We know this. We've seen this, but I don't know how to solve it. And this is just because I'm lacking in knowledge in this area. And this issue was highlighted because there was an issue in this, and that issue was basically because I did some debugging. And I didn't expect this issue, and I ended up wasting about an hour, I think, in here trying to work out why the catch block wasn't actually failing the test. When really what I should have been doing is I should have just worked on this, because this is the test. This is the test that we needed to do. And you can see. So what's happened is, of course, if we just get back to here, what that test has done is it's gone, okay, we get to the home page, and then we scroll down, and we click on this, and we see that that's highlighted. Woo! Okay. Wow. So for anyone who watches this on the YouTubes, when it's on YouTube, on the archive, just if you get into this issue where you're trying to solve another bug that has spawned off of the original bug that you're working on, take some time out and then go, is the solution here actually going to speed up the initial issue, the fix of the initial issue? You know, could I just get around it? We will get back to this at some point. I'm sure this will rear its ugly head at some other time. But right now, I have a passing test suite, which I'm happy with. So I'm gonna run downstairs and get a glass of water. I'll be back very, very shortly. Okay. So, we fixed this. Woo! And what else did we do today? We removed the acceptance test here that was using Nightmare. So I think what I'm going to also do, we'll commit this. And we'll also, I want to see if there is a way, because in my dev dependencies, is it in here? There's this thing called Nightmare. I want to see if I can remove it. There we go, Nightmare. In npm, is there a way? npm. Not hell, help. npm I want to know what the commands are. Here we go. Access, add user, nope, outdated, nope, profile prune, publish. I'm looking for, let's rebuild, remove, uninstall. There we go. So I want to see if we can uninstall Nightmare. Uninstall, and just because I'm not using it anymore, and it's, I just want to keep this nice and lean. Uninstall Nightmare. No doubt there's going to be some configuration I need to adjust. Alright, let's do the run of the test acceptance. It's looking good. Yep. Okay, and then I should really also do npm we should do make install local dev, just to make sure that we can still run it locally. I would have thought there would have been some configuration I would have needed to do, but I can't see any. I mean, it would be in here. Nope. Well, if it runs, it runs, right? If it runs, it runs. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's good enough for me. So Nightmare is another way of running tests, like Cucumber acceptance tests. And it worked quite well, but I've just changed the way I'm doing things now, and I don't want to carry the stuff that I don't need with me. It's nice to keep these nice and light and lean. Okay. I'm also going to tidy these up too whilst I'm here. Just do a bit of code tidy up. And yes. So, okay. So if we go over to the actual features, these are the features that we have, and I've also got tags features and books features. So I might put these into their own little sort of things. So we've got homepage. That's another homepage one as well. So we've got courses, features, and view all. Just putting them all in their respected feature sections. We've also got a section for courses. And we also have, I'm going to create one for general. Like general tests. Like this one is testing the primary navigation. Okay, let me just see if I can still run the tests. I'm sure I can. I'm gonna have to do a npm run build. We'll do a build, then we'll do a serve, and then we'll do a test. Hey Marco, thank you for joining today. And then on the next stream, what I think I'm going to do is take a look at some of the pages and go, right, how do we create an acceptance test that defines the various different flows within this website, because there are a few. So for example, I want to have a test to make sure that when someone clicks on a course, they get to this page, the pricing page, and then when they click on the pricing page, they get to the register page, which apparently, it's not working because I need to do a serve. Hang on, bear with me a minute. So we do a serve here. There we go. And then, what happens if they click on, say, this, the login, and then forgotten password? So I can visually see that these pages work. But what I would like to have is an acceptance test to go through, rattle through all of the various different flows, and initially do it from a logged out perspective, and then do it from a logged in perspective. So what happens when someone logs in? For instance, I can't remember the password on that one. So what happens if someone logs in and then, just guessing this. It worked. So what happens, can I access this page, for instance, when I'm not logged in? That kind of thing. So I'm now testing for things that shouldn't work. So can I access the account page? And I probably, if I log out and then ran this, it should go to the login page. So I can see it working. However, there was, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a little flicker of the account page and then I went to login. So those kind of things I need to look out for. And I just want to make sure that there is a test scenario for each one of these particular journeys. And we have some of them already. We've got 7 that cover this. I've just changed the folder structure here, so what I need to do quickly, we've just got a serve on here. Let's do a run just to bring them back. We should get 7 passing. So let's just move some of these out of the way. Also, there seems to be an issue captured here. Unable to locate element. So, yeah, there's another one. So I'm going to need to look at why that's happened. I can't see which test this is actually running from. Web drivers. No, it doesn't actually say which test this is on, which is annoying. No such element. A.active. So one of these tests is looking for A.active, but I can't see which test it actually is running from. That's annoying. And I would imagine there's a few of those. So looking at the stack trace, it's just running off of... It's not giving me any indication as to where that has... It looks like it's happened twice. So let's grab that for a second and then go into the steps. And have a look. I've just seen the time. It is 8:31. I need to shoot off and get some breakfast and then get on with some freelance work. Get on with my contracting, which has nothing to do with this at all. But I think we've got it at a good point because we've got those tests passing. There's obviously these two that I need to sort out and fix, but I don't think that's going to take that too long. And then we'll be at a point where we can actually start writing the tests for the other flows. And essentially, I want to be using acceptance tests now as a means of guiding to give me some confidence of the acceptability of the actual of the actual application. Yeah. So anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. If you've stuck around whilst I've been dealing with the promise rejection errors and the catching of those, and me trying my best to try and fix those out. If you saw the struggle, and you're still here, thank you. I appreciate it. But we got there in the end. Yes. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for joining. Happy coding, everybody. See you again next time. Cheers. Bye-bye.